Good evening and welcome back to another paddleboard fishing video. Today I've got a super ultralight rod with me and we are going to be going after primarily bluegill, but really whatever bites. I've got a horsefly on there right now and I'm probably going to start with that, but I gotta be honest with you, I have been meaning to fish with this for some time now. It's this little peewee Pete. It's like a little fly. It's really small. And I figured I would just toss this around on the super ultralight. Someone sent it to me a long time ago, a subscriber, and I never got around to fishing it, but I found it the other day in my fishing stuff and I'm like, you know what? I need to try that. So I'm gonna rig that up here shortly, but for the time being, I don't feel like re-rigging yet. So we're gonna get started with the horsefly. Anywho, we've got about 2 hours to fish. It's 7 o'clock right now. Let's get started. Also, quick shout out to Shady Rays. They just sent me some sunglasses. That's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, these sunglasses feel excellent. This is my good old fashioned Daiwa 5.5 foot Gecko rod. It's an aging style rod and I love this thing, super ultralight. I've got this ester line on there. It's a 1.75 pound test. I like this stuff. And first cast, we're on the board. Yeah, we're gonna be catching some gills today, my friends. We're gonna be, oh, he's down in the grass. There you go, there you go. You know what, not a bad one. Not a bad little bluegill to start. This is just a 1/64 ounce mule jig with the horsefly. That's one of my confidence rigs for bluegill right there. And there you go. Nothing special, but a quality little bluegill nonetheless. See ya, buddy. Oh, there you go. My goodness. Another little respectable bluegill. You know, I might need to get my net just solely because this line is pretty fragile and just start using this just to avoid any break-offs that are unnecessary. Yeah, they're not big, but pretty fish. See you, bud. What I love about this ester is I can cast it a country mile. Man, this one feels pretty respectable. Then again, everything feels respectable on super ultralight. These fish are fighting really nice. Wow, wow. Are you a big one? What are you? Maybe it's a bass. I think it might be a bass. Yeah, it's a bass. Pretty respectable one for this setup. There you go, there you go. Man, we're off to a hot start out here, folks. We have been out here for a whopping 5 minutes and we've got 2 bluegill. And if I can land it, a bass. There you go. Man, look at that. He wanted that little horsefly. Kind of crazy to take this thing off. I mean, it's straight up working, but I do want to test that other lure. There you go. Pretty little guy. Well, I can always tie it back on. That's the thing. I can always tie it back on, but here's what I know. I know we're around fish, so I might as well rig that little fly up just to see. If I don't catch fish on it quick, then that tells me maybe I don't need to be throwing it. Where did I put it? There it is. All right. I guess I technically have the pistol Pete and the peewee Pete. I'm going for the peewee Pete. I think it's a little bit smaller and I like the color on it better. It's kind of like a dark brownish black with some orange in there. It looks nice. Oh yeah, we're not gonna be able to get much casting distance. Let's see if we can get it a little wet first. Yeah, I can't really cast that very well. This thing sinks so slow and it's got a little spinner on it. And it looks awesome in the water. Now, I do think this is probably 1,000 times easier to cast on a fly setup, but I can cast it a little bit on this. I'm willing to bet I'll catch a fish on it. We'll see. Oh, I had a bite. Dadgummit. Ripped it right out of his mouth. I definitely cannot cast this thing very far, even on this setup, because this thing's very, very light. Like even lighter than like a 1/80th ounce mule jig, I think. I'm not really sure. It just doesn't cast very well. You know, I can cast really small stuff on this setup, but this thing doesn't go very far. I cannot believe that I haven't caught a fish on this thing yet. It looks really cool in the water. I've had 2 little bites, but just no luck. I'm gonna try the pistol Pete, which is just slightly larger. It's gonna help me cast it just a little further, and I'm going to fish it until I at least catch a fish. Oh man, I can bomb this thing so much easier. There's a fish. Oh, he came off. Dadgummit. There's one. Yes, sir. That one hit it like right when it hit the water. What is this? A dinky bass? No, it's a bluegill. All right, there you go. We're on the board. The fly does in fact work. That one ate it immediately. Cool. Okay. Suppose I should close up my fanny pack before I lose all my gear. Snapping turtle just right by my paddleboard. Jeez, that's a big one. Shoo! Well, you certainly can't say I didn't try. I definitely think these little fly lures look really good, and there's no doubt in my mind they probably catch a ton of fish, but for whatever reason, I can't figure it out. So I'm going back to the horsefly. And there we go. That didn't take super long, and I don't know what this is. He's down in the grass though. Uh-oh, uh-oh, oh. Pretty respectable bluegill. There are a lot of bluegill about this size in here. They're not big, but they're fun on ultralight, and even more fun on super ultralight. All right, buddy. Thanks for the little fight. Gotcha. He's behind grass or something. There we go. That one bit it really nice. What do you got? What do we got? What do we got? What do you got? All right. And just a little guy. He was behind some grass, so I thought he was going to be a little bit bigger than that, but it's probably my smallest fish yet. This rod is one of my favorite rods I own. It is just so much fun to fish with this micro stuff and have bluegill pull this hard. And this rod is really sensitive, and it's got that solid tip, so it just makes jig fishing so much fun. There, I gotcha. I came offshore to see if I could catch anything out here, and I'm not sure what this is. It feels respectable. Ooh, yeah, that's my best bluegill yet. Well, maybe the offshore bite is where there's bigger fish. That's a pretty nice one. Not a super long fish, but a nice fat fish. Healthy bluegill. There you go, my friends. Good times. See you, bud. Okay. Gotcha. Ooh. It's always so hard to tell what they're gonna be on this rod, because even those little 4-inchers fight hard. And that's another respectable one, actually. This one's longer and skinnier, but I can understand why he was out here in the same spot as that last one. Usually bluegill are gonna school up with fish of the similar size. Most fish are that way. You're not gonna find a lot of schools of bluegill where it's like, oh, 10 inchers and then 2 inchers. You know, the big ones hang with the big ones. So the fact that these two fish have both been semi-respectable for this body of water tells me that I'm in an area that's probably gonna give me a higher likelihood of quality bluegill, which is good. Oh man, that one tapped it like 5 times, and then I set the hook and it felt like it was actually respectable. And I can't tell what's going on here. He's just going to the side. Ooh, he just got down in some grass or something. Uh-oh. There, I got him out. There you go, there you go. There you go, okay. All right, that one's a little smaller. But man, did he fight really well. That's what it's about tonight, my friends. Paddling around on the paddleboard, putting some flex in the rod. Doesn't get much better than that. Between the Mule Minnow 1.2 and the horsefly, they're definitely my favorite like shallow water bluegill rigs. I do love the Donkeytail Junior for just about everything, and I love it for bluegill, but the horsefly and the Mule Minnow 1.2 are my go-to bluegill rigs for like really shallow water. And that might be my best bluegill yet. We should go ahead and throw that in the net just to be safe. There you go. We don't need to lose any fish today when we don't have to. Yeah, he's pretty similar to that other big one I caught. And again, certainly not a lake that carries big fish in it, but I don't care where you're at in this world. Catch bluegill like this all day long. I don't know how you could ever be mad. That fish is nice and tall. That's a quality one. Another one. Yeah, yeah. How about that? Holy smokes. I love when they just turn and they just pull like a dang freight train. God, he's not even gonna be that big, I don't think, but he just thinks he's a giant. Look at that. Just gotta appreciate every single one of them though. They're all unique, they're all pretty in their own way. Cool stuff, man, cool stuff. There's definitely a nice population of them out here. Oh man, That one must have ate it right after it hit the water. I wasn't paying enough attention. All of a sudden, there was tension on my line. Look at this, man. Look at this. These are not big bluegill. Imagine if these were 10 inchers. They would be whooping my butt. These are all like anywhere in the 6 to 8 inch class. And they are fighting really hard. They're very aggressive this evening. Like, I'm out of energy right now, but the bluegill I feel like are just so fired up. There we go. What do we have here? This one is very feisty and it's moving very quick side to side, so it's probably not very big. Yeah, he's respectable though. He's respectable. He was moving so dang quick, I didn't even think he could be this big, as it was just back and forth and back and forth. But you know what? Pretty nice one. I know that these types of fishing videos can be a little bit simple and there's not a lot going on, but I tell you what, these little simple fishing trips can be about as relaxing as it gets for fishing. Just go float around, drift around, fan cast a little microplastic, and catch bluegill. Keep it simple, have some fun, gotta love it.
As for us, we cannot help speaking about what we have seen and heard.